Alright, welcome to episode 52 of History Rewritten. In the last episode, let's take a gander over here in America. Yeah, this looks pretty independent, I would say. Freedom! Yeah, basically we have Quebec, we've got all these other countries, all the British stuff went free, got a load of it. The old Korean-British Union thing, other new independent Mexican states. Some stuff down here. Oh yeah, the USB, which, despite the fact it did win 2 wars pretty easily over here, they're not a really powerful country. In fact, I mean, like, yeah, they kind of are. I suppose I probably compare them to Catalonia, which is, I mean, Catalonia is pretty strong. They lost a lot of stuff. They joined this alliance. Like, they lost all their American colonies, then they lost the Basque region, and more, and then they joined an alliance. So it kind of went down, down, and then up. However, like, all these guys are poorer than them. I mean, they might actually be stronger than this country as well, so, meh. Anyway, they do have a huge population, so that's good, and their economic growth is through the roof. You may also see some stuff over here in Africa. We'll get to that, don't worry. Loads of other countries, yeah, there's a lot of stuff over here in Africa in a sec. Don't worry, I've prepared all the colours, so that should be good. We also had the Green Team creating a nuclear bomb. You know, before we've had atomic bombs and stuff where it's like, oh, it hurts to have this dropped on you. Boom, that was painful. These ones, it's gonna be like, boom, you've been radioactive. Nuclear, radioactive stuff. Can't live here anymore because it won't be nice. So they've developed those now. That's very scary. And another country has also developed the atomic bomb, which is, of course, northeastern Australia. Because a lot of Chinese scientists, well, they weren't Chinese, they're Australian, but I mean, they effectively were Chinese. They were over here in China. At the end of World War II, they were sent back home because we were, like, not we, but the Allies were all kind of like, dude, stop making nuclear bombs, or atomic bombs, which they did not obey because they've made loads of them now. And a lot of the scientists got sent home to Australia, and they've been secretly working on this with, who knows, maybe the government did help them slightly. Oh yeah, I forgot about Madagascar. Oopsie. I'll probably need to do that as well. Now we should look at some, well, today we're going to look at nuclear bombs, Cold War stuff, and independences. Let's do the independences first, just so we can get it out of the way. Starting off with this one. What is that about? Where did this come from? Oh, is it just this? Ah. Oh, how peculiar. Anyway, we are going to be making Madagascar independent. Finally, the Swedes have given up this colony. They've not given up all of them. They've just given up most of their colonies now. Actually, I might change this colour. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. That works. Right, so Madagascar has oh yeah! I'm actually more stupid than you can imagine. Because I actually gave them a colour, didn't I? Yes, I just keep forgetting about Madagascar's existence as a country. So yeah, I shouldn't do that. Sweden, but with 0, 1, 0, 2, and something else. $60, okay. Makes no sense really, but I'm not sure. I think this is the Malagasy color, wasn't it? I'm gonna say it is. So Madagascar has received their independence. They lost it for an entire episode before the Swedes annexed them. So that was good. Anyway, nice. Ooh, that brings up an interesting quandary. Let's put their new capital down here in the south, shall we? Purely out of the fact that their old capitals, I meant make them have 2 capitals. Just because there used to be a country there, but then the Swedes also created that city a long time ago. Anyway, let's go over here to West Africa, because finally the Istrians will be giving independence to their colony. So, that's good. This thing, it's on track to become one of the strongest African countries. It's got huge economic growth. It's been around for a long time. It's got the food production's great, the education system's great. This country could become really powerful. It's quite North African aligned, which is interesting. But yeah, so that's good. And their capital city is going to be right over here. Alright, nice. And now to this mess. Crikey. What is this? Yeah, it's a huge, sort of like French West Africa thing. Of course, we have our box country, because we couldn't do without that. Yeah, let's get down to making these countries independent. Number 1, all the way up here. Number 2, all the way up here. Number 3, up here. These ones are actually all Saharan. It's not fun being up here. Also, let's do your capital city as well, just because it's yellow apparently. There we go. Sorry, this might take a while, because there's like 22 of these or something crazy like that. Oh, could you just... Where's your capital? What did I do with your capital city? What did I do with your capital city? Early in the morning. Alright, I need to shut up. Whatever I'm saying is making absolutely no sense. Wait. There's this sort of weird Chad country. I don't know. We have this thing. That's a green. They're all meant to be really bright because I felt we didn't have enough bright colours on the map. Dark blue thing. This is just the colour purple, but really bright. Let's put that over here instead. Light grey. No, you're not grey. Come on, Colorado looking thing. Don't be grey. It can be this orangey colour. Beige. Lovely. Beige. Everyone's favourite colour. I don't think I've ever met anyone who said beige was their favourite colour. I really say something. Not sure what though. This salmon thing. This weird country. This straight. No! Damn it. Damn it. This strange little thing. Yeah, we've got lots of small countries along the coast because that makes the most sense, I think. You know, small ones on the coast, and then we got these huge Saharan messes over here. What is this? What is this? Disgusting border looking thing. I don't know. This? Are they literally the same? I think they might actually be pretty much entirely the same. So that's good, isn't it? Instead you can be this colour, all the samey looking oranges all around. No. Sure, there you go. Existence is not living. More pinkish stuff. And finally, this thing. Alright, there we go. Here's our new West African map. It looks really colourful, and I like that. And also really strange. Africa is de facto independent now. There's just one more colony left in the world. Morocco. Now yeah, I wonder why Morocco is not independent yet. Grenada? Is it some sort of like superiority complex that you need to be better than Morocco? Yes, it is in fact. It is entirely that. They want to ensure that Morocco stays their colony for as long as possible because they don't like the Moroccans. I mean, in a way, that doesn't make much sense. But also they want to prove that they're better than the Moroccans and they can colonize them. So, yeah, probably not that nice, but... I mean, this opinion isn't shared with everyone in the government, it's just the leaders are kind of like, oh, don't like the Moroccans, do we? This feud has been going on for like 1,000, probably more years. Anyway, who cares? Just a load of scary stuff. Speaking of scary stuff though, let's have a look at some nuclear bombs. Atomic bomb. Oh my god, I can't talk. So I think at the end of the last episode we had some countries building some more bombs, because why not? I mean, there's many reasons why not. But a lot of countries wanted to have the most out of anyone, so they're going to build some more. The green team has 9 atomic, leaving the Russians with 11 in total atomic bombs. But they're going to construct some more, taking themselves all the way up to 14. The green team are focusing on their nuclear stuff instead of the atomic ones, because the nuclear bombs are more dangerous. And they're all the way up to 5, actually 6 nuclear bombs. China is slightly worried by the northeastern Australia thing, so they're putting most of their efforts towards helping, guiding them. But they're still taking their atomic bomb stockpile all the way up to 9. The Arabic Union really needs to step on the gas. I don't know. Make some more. So they've got themselves all the way up to 11 atomic bombs. The British Empire, which isn't really an empire anymore, so just Britain. It's the British Empire on here. They're up to 9, which is the same as China and the green team. And the Koreans, who are really now afraid of China. China's got atomic bombs. These guys have got atomic bombs. They want to try and mass produce them, and they've got all the way up to 9. Also, the northeastern Australians are up to 2 up to 1 atomic bomb. So, yeah. 9, 9, 9, 9, 14, 11, and 1 for the Australians. So there you go. That's that stuff. We're gonna see some more atomic bomb, just bombings in today's episode. Yeah, I'm just gonna get what's the word? Guideline strike or something. Just because talking too much about bombs, that's a bit scary, really. It is a bit scary. It's all very grim. This entire reality thing. Look at this weird box country. I just love the existence of this thing. It's so funny. Our little box here in the world. And what is this blue country? It's an absolute masterpiece. Anyway, the Gardens do actually have quite a lot of colonies left, because they just turned out to be quite loyal, really. So that's nice, I suppose. However, they're going to be losing another one down here in Colombia, because unfortunately the Colombians would like their independence finally. And yeah, we have Colombia going up for their independence. Boom. There we go. Now it's just this Venezuelan, part Guyana, part Suriname thing. Eastern Cuba, these islands, and all of Morocco, plus more. Sorry, don't mind that. The Colombian capital city is going to be up here somewhere. Where? I don't know, I kind of want to put it down here. We're putting it down there. Alright, there we go. Colombia. Just one more colony left in all of South America. Speaking of the Americas though, I mean, this guy, he's developing slowly, but they're getting there. The population's huge, and the main thing about this population is it is a mostly young population. Now that's great. In countries, the healthcare system, it's not amazing. But the thing about having a great healthcare system is that old people live for longer. And I mean, on paper that sounds good, but if you look at it in a grim, just like making money way, that's not good. Because you want a mainly young population, you have to keep shelling out taxes and pensions and stuff like that to keep your old people alive. And I mean, it wasn't really a problem back in the previous episodes, because first of all, no pensions, second of all, no old people, because they all died of disease or something like that. So, yeah. New challenges, I suppose. Kind of grim way to look at it. Anyway, mostly young population over here, and a lot of people aren't really living here anymore. They've gone back to Iberia because it's nice. Also, you finally decolonized, and you left all of this. Like the biggest colonizer in some sort of way. It's still a bit of Arabic-Russian enmity over in this area. The Swedes are still over here, actually. Because these guys, you're an Arab, you're in the Aegean Alliance, you are in the Russian Alliance, which is something I just wanted to point out. Good to know. Huge American nations. This thing still exists. Iceland is still a thing as a colony. That may change at some point in this episode, so we'll see about that. Very exciting really. I've just been yapping for about 15 minutes. So let's get down to a war. And this is not going to be our conventional Cold War, because it's between China and the Koreans, who, they're not the guys who fight. It's meant to be the Arabs, the Russians, and the other guys. The Arabs are the Caspians. There we go. Color combinations. Let's do Taiwan. So Taiwan is going to be scrapping. So the yellow Taiwanese are Korean aligned, because the Koreans are up here, so they just go down there. Whilst these guys are more Chinese aligned, they had a sea full of Chinese allied states, except for the Vietnamese, and, Hainan is moving towards the Chinese sphere of influence. However, they're not quite there yet. They're getting there. They're just not quite there yet. Taiwan, where are you? Taiwan. Did I forget to write you down? Probably did. I would assume so. Taiwan. What are you doing? I don't know. Oh, I could guess what colour Taiwan is. Probably can't I? I'm not stupid. That's right. 1 for 1. You're 2 for 2. Alright, crazy stuff. Let's also get up the attacking colours and defending colours. And I don't know what I'm talking about. How about you leave me alone? Alright, so this war is initiated by the Koreans because they're terrified of the Chinese. So probably declaring war isn't the best course of action when you're terrified of someone. But, oh well. And the Koreans get their yellow team sort of allies to invade towards this city. They take it quite quickly, and now they just need to push towards the capital. Their troops invade from their southern border and make towards the green team. However, the green team was actually kind of prepared. Some Filipino troops, along with Chinese troops, arrive here, and the Koreans are like, whoa, I thought we weren't going to help out our countries. It's like, we never agreed on absolutely anything. And then some northeastern Australians arrive. And like, oh, this is getting worse quickly. This is escalating very quickly. So the Koreans are unfortunately pushed back on their southern border, all the way back to their actual border, where the Filipino, new Filipino stuff is going to help out. It's not just Filipino, it's like also Taiwanese, but they sent them new technologies and stuff. Well, one's developed by the Philippines, because they're not quite there yet. They're getting there. They're becoming stronger. They're just not that strong yet. And also have to worry about this Catalan Philippine country, which is a lot stronger. Not a lot stronger, but slightly. And now it's kind of turned into a base race. Who can get to the capital first? They retake this territory. However, there are more troops in the greenish country, on the offensive at least. Their defensive isn't amazing. It's mostly just random Taiwanese people. But yeah. Base race. Can you take the King Tower? I don't know. I like Clash Royale. Not sponsored. I wish it was though. Would be a terrible idea. The retention rates are already low enough. Also, you wouldn't get anything out of this, so I wouldn't do that. And as the troops are near each of the capital cities, the greenish army is going to capture the capital city of this yellowish country. However, not too fast, because the yellowish country's troops in the south have just done the exact same thing, because of course they have. Why wouldn't they have done that? And now this war looks really strange. It's kind of east versus west, and the Chinese are buffeting this coast, pushing it back, and they're making a pretty good landing on this side. They managed to strengthen their area around the capital, and although they're moving towards these southern areas, the Chinese are going to move in towards this area. It's all just become extremely messy, because they both just went, right, we're going to go on the offensive. And you went, you know what, I'm going to go on the offensive. And this war is getting really bloody. People are on each side are like, I don't know, saying massacring sounds a bit bad. It sounds a bit bad, but they kind of are doing that. There's some really extreme people over here. So they're going to try and work out a peace treaty, in which everything is fixed. Doesn't seem very likely now, does it? So they get to keep lots of their northern and southern territories respectively. However, we're going to have a look at these 3 bits and what we're going to do with those bits. And possibly a 4th one, just because 4 is an even number and we've got 2 countries here. So that makes sense. Now this city over here, it's a lot of like, I feel like I should own this city, and you feel like you should own this city. Who should own this city? I don't know. Like, well, we definitely, like, our group, because there's different ethnic groups here in Taiwan. This is kind of like a Japanese sort of one. This one's more Chinese. They're saying, well, our people have been in control of this city for the longest time. Like, our people should have the city, and the other guys are saying, well, our people should have the city. So what do they decide on? Well, naturally, they give it to the other side. Yep, so the Koreans are allowed to take this city, and these guys are allowed to take all of this. The peace treaty looks something like this, with these being the new borders. I'm sure no more conflicts will be caused by this. Don't worry, it's all going to be fine. Anyway, I think I'm going to stay in this area because, you know, last time I did talk about the possibility of the northeastern Australians being very scary for people. I don't know what I'm trying to get at. I'm not sure I ever know what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, yeah, new city for these guys. Nice, although it's not really going to benefit you that much because you just fought in a really severe war, so. Northeastern Australia, right. Who do they hate? This country. So much. The rivalry between these two is crazy, and it's making the people in this country very, very afraid. Because, guess what? These guys have an atomic bomb, so they can just go. Oh no, we're burning the city. Yeah, it's a lot darker than I just made it sound like. And they've also got a lot of allies in this area, kind of, because, I mean, let's look, they've got the Solomon Islands, they've got Vanuatu, the North Philippine Islands, the southern bit, and then all of these guys are over here. So this country is going to try and work on getting itself an alliance. That's a good idea. Where can we get an alliance from? Well, 2 countries are very eager to join already, and it's this salmon country down here. Oh, what a steal. That's crazy. And the other country who's eager to join is the New Zealand country. Only joking. New Zealand's going to stay neutral forever in this series, do absolutely nothing. In fact, why don't we just take New Zealand off the map? That would be more correct. What's New Zealand? I know I love New Zealand. New Zealand's cool. No, the other country that's added to their alliance is this dark bluish sort of thing. I don't know, a bit weird. They were an old Istrian colony, and they've just kind of been existing over here on Timor. So that's nice, and now they have an alliance. Great. You know what the problem would be? Is if the Chinese recruited themselves an alliance. That would be pretty bad. Anyway, they do that, so they get the North Vanuatu Islands, who hate the West, because the West are occupying these islands on your island. And the other country they get to join their alliance is the North Philippine Islands. As long as you're from the north, you're good. So that's their view, I suppose. It's not, oh well. And it's really escalating over here in Oceania. Like the first time in any alternate history event ever, Oceania is one of the most dangerous areas on Earth. It doesn't make any sense at all. I'm sorry if I'm kind of making this a bit unrealistic, but yeah. War in Australia. I know, it's crazy. Anyway, let's head over to somewhere else in Asia. How about Pakistan? Because things are about to get really bad over here in Pakistan. The Green Team is going to, along with their good old friend, Persia, invade this country, because they don't like them very much. Now their capital is right on the coast, and the Persians are going to start to move towards there. These guys did have a communist moving government, and they just kind of like to ensure that these guys do go communist. These guys are communist over here, so not communist. But it looks an awful lot like you might become communist very soon. Just looking at your neighbours. And also the fact you're being invaded by the Green Team, like the 3rd strongest country in the world now, because these other guys have decolonized, so they're not as powerful, but they're still pretty powerful. However, people from the international community have decided to start funding this country and their plight. I don't know what I'm yapping about. Leave me alone. Their mission to survive against the Green Team. Mostly people from the West, like Western Europe, Russia. Even the Line Team kind of has started funding these people, but it's mostly just like, what's the word? I want to say evangelist, but that's just because we've talked about evangelists in EP. No, nice people with lots of money. Probably not nice people. People who want a good reputation and have lots of money. From India. And there's lots of rich people in India, actually. Are sending stuff to this country, so that's cool. And lots of other Westerners. Great. So that means they're actually kind of repelling the advance from here. And I don't know what your colour is, and I don't really want to find it. And it's kind of going to a stalemate. We have volunteers from India appearing on this northern border, even this country, and the Green Team's kind of just going to send some people in, assassinate a couple guys, because that's not very nice. You're not allowed to help people that we don't like. Even though these two do kind of have a brotherly relationship. I mean, they like each other a lot, you know. Mint with no green. Alright, if you say so. Sounds like I'm on something. I found the colour. Cool. So they start repelling this advance, and in fact, troops are actually going to move into the Mint country. And the Green Team's like, dude, what is wrong with you, man? We sent you so much funding, you've got all this tech. They're like, yeah, but the Russians are helping these guys. This is not fair. And the Green Team's like, tell you what, I've got a great idea of how to make this more fair. And have a little guess how they're gonna fare out this war. I thought you could see that. The Green Team drops a nuclear bomb on this city over here in the middle. Oh no, that's a nuclear bomb. Everyone just went, hold up. What did they just do? Yeah, they dropped a nuclear bomb on a random city. It's the city in the middle of the country, so it's not going to affect too many people. And luckily they were actually warned, oh, we're going to drop a nuclear bomb on you. But only the people here, not everyone else in the world. No, it's just like, oh, let's message the Prime Minister. Hey, good morning, how are you doing? We're going to drop a nuke on one of your cities. How does that sound? You know, you are a tiny country who's only surviving because of funding from the West against a power which is an awful lot stronger. Yeah, I thought I might just drop a nuke on you. So, yeah, they drop a nuclear bomb on their city. This one is going to leave radioactive waste all across the country, which will stay probably for the rest of the series, unless we just, like, well, we did not fight climate change, did we, guys? That might happen. I mean, like, look at some of these areas in India. This bit, definitely going underwater soon. I mean, Bangladesh. Yeah, that's a lot of oceanfront property right there. Same in Myanmar. This is... you're going, mate. Bye-bye. I shouldn't laugh about this. It's my generation have to solve this. I'm not doing awfully well at solving it, I don't think. That's a problem. Anyway, oh well. Great. That's another problem for another day. This country is basically going to capitulate, and we have these guys unwillingly being sent into this war. They kill anyone from their country who is found helping people in this war. The Green Team's just going to skirt around this bit, and the Persians will capture the remaining city. All of the other volunteers just left this country immediately because they got nuked. That's pretty clear, I think, the reason why they left. That makes more sense, really. And you guys, I don't remember which colour you were, so I'm going to have to figure that out. Oh yeah, lucky Persia, I mean, you get to keep. Oh, you get to keep it. Radioactive area. That's lucky, isn't it? Good for you, man. 200 red and 100 green, if you say so. That's not helpful. 200. Alright. Yeah, it was also really painful for this country to send their military into this place and, like, shoot a lot of soldiers and stuff, and do some bad things in this country. Yeah, they really hated that. In fact, the government, the leader has just quit, although the government just quit, and the Green Team is effectively going to take control of this country for the following months / like year. For a while, they're going to be in control of the country. They're going to put some Green Team people in control of the country for a little while, just so they can get it back under control. Because, yeah, didn't want to join that war, did they? So, causing good things wherever they go. Good old Green Team. And there we go. Persia, looking more Persian, and now Pakistani in a way. But I actually really like this country. I'm glad they're doing stuff again. I'm glad they're existing again. Another one bites the dust. That's what they will say. How about some more proxy wars? I mean, everyone loves proxy wars, except for the people involved. Great. Actually, we might do something else first. Actually, time for Icelandic independence? I think so. All right, that works. That works. So Iceland will finally be given their independence. However, it wouldn't be that simple, would it? Because of course they need to split in two, because otherwise it would look like the modern day borders, wouldn't it? And I don't want to make this just exactly the same as the modern day stuff. It might be extremely monotonous, so sorry about that. And we have it split like this. The eastern side is very much Norwegian, and of course they are a Norwegian colony for years and years and years and years. And the western side has slightly more English, Scottish, British influence on them, because the Scottish first colonized this area, so lots of their cities have this name. Their language is slightly different. I mean, I'm not going to make a language. I'm not going to work out languages because it's going to be so complicated. Like regions and occupations and like unions and migrations of people. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to say they have a different language and then completely forget about that. Except I've said I'll forget about it, so I might remember it and I might not. I need help, dude. Anyway, Iceland, cool. Nice. So Norway just has a few more colonies left. Like the entire Arctic or something like that, yeah. Anyway, I did mention some proxy wars, and you need your daily serving of proxy wars, don't you? Bad if you didn't get it. So coming right up, we've gone to Japan, a place filled with loads of warring countries ever since I first discovered this place, or the Koreans did. I'm not Korean, by the way. Yeah, fun fact, I'm not Korean, seeing as I live in the UK. Turns out I'm not Korean. Anyway, Japan, where are you? What are you doing? I don't know. Japan with no green. Alright, if you say so. And what about the yellow Japan? Japan with no blue. Ooh. Wow. But you can't guess what this one is. It's Japan. Wait a minute, that's not right. Red Japan is red with no green or no blue. Oh, alright. I forgot about that. I thought it was no red, but it's not. Obviously it's not. That's why I was confused. How about I shut up? I think that'd make your life a lot better. Alright, so we have the yellow Japanese leading an invasion into this country over here. You know, they're not very strong. They have one major city. Their Pacific coast is useful, but I mean, they didn't have loads of trade with these guys because they weren't entirely Korean aligned, so they didn't get loads of trade with this. I mean, these guys haven't been independent for awfully long, really. So they've been relatively poor. I mean, trade with these guys, it's not worth it. Their currency's not great. So they haven't been doing much economically, and they've really been outpaced by this yellowish country, who's managed to annex all this island stuff, and they had all this. And there should probably be more cities, so let's build another one. I should probably update this, and like the modern era stuff. So I might do that at some point, but probably not. Anyway, so they're going to lead an invasion towards this city and encircle it, and then capture it really quickly, because what did you expect to happen? Anyway, from there, they just rush through this territory, they go around into this peninsula, and all the way up here, until another country joins this war, that being the old Japanese. Great. And they're back. And they're going to go down here, and then they're going to partition this country between the two of them. However, it turns out, yeah, that just wasn't destined to work. Various troops from different Japanese groups. I'm a poet, I did not know it. That's crazy. I need to be quiet. Various troops from different Japanese groups started shooting upon each other because they thought they were different people, and then they said some not nice things to each other, and they didn't tell the army leaders and the generals and stuff, and then it all got very much out of hand, and there's effectively a war between these two now, because it's got really bad. And in the peace treaty, one of the generals is assassinated whilst they're drawing this up. He had some poison before, like 12 hours ago, and then whilst he's drawing some line on a piece of paper, goes he dies of poison. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have face cam, because I don't know what I was doing there. Anyway, yep, he's been poisoned, and he was one of the leaders from the Yellow Country, and they're just immediately going to actually declare war on their northern parent, I don't know, country. And they're also going to beseech these guys for help, because the Koreans just sent some stuff over to these guys. They're like, well, we know it wasn't your head people, and you're going to go to war now over this, and you invested a lot of stuff. It's not fair. Also, you got barely anything out of this peace treaty, so yeah, we're going to send you some stuff, and these guys are going to look for help, because of course they would. Now, this country over here has been very Chinese leading recently, even though this thing exists, and China, lots of their stuff. Although they don't have amazing relations with the Green Team, they're still relatively similar in certain ways, and the Chinese still have a slight communist movement. They actually have a communist party. It's not like the Chinese Socialist Party. No. It's just called the Chinese Communist Party. No, it's not like the Socialist Chinese Party. I don't know, I'm looking at letters and acronyms now. I think I'm just not well. So, these guys are kind of Chinese funded, and that means that the other the other cold power is going to have to be the Russians, you know? I think the Russians turn to. So the Russians will start sending stuff to these guys, however, you're being invaded, so gonna need the Russians to speed up a little bit. Anyway, so the Japanese will go through this area in the south and take down some of the troops that are already there, and other Japanese troops have just been studying the fighting techniques of the various sides whilst they're fighting together, because that makes sense. There we go. And it looks like the northern Japanese, because of their ancient stuff and like the fact that armies more developed and they were funded a long time before, they're doing pretty well in this war, and they're pushing them back a lot. It looks like they might even be able to make a breakthrough towards this major city and encircle it. How original! I think this has happened like 5 times. This place has been encircled, tons of times. However, this wouldn't be a proper tripolar Cold War thing if we didn't have the Red Team join, and the entire world was about to go, whoa, no, because the Green Team's funding this guy, and we just saw what the Green Team did when they didn't, and they started losing. Well, not we're losing, but like, when they weren't winning as quickly in a war, you know what they did? They dropped a nuclear bomb on them, and they've still got, like, how many more did I say? It was only 39 minutes ago that I said this. There's still 5 left. Yeah. 5 nuclear. No, nuclear's got a C. Am I stupid? If you just spell nukes like that, and then nuclear. I shouldn't do this because I might not be able to do enough backspaces. Like nuclear. It's like that. But that's not an R, it's an E. it's hard to draw on this. Or write on this. I don't know. Anyway, some funding from those guys, and the entire world's going, round 2. Anyway, South Japanese Island thing claims on these islands, I mean, well, you've got those claims back, so you can sleep happy tonight. Because they take those islands relatively quickly, and now the Japanese and the South Japanese are going to rush down this coastal area and meet up over here. And it's here that they both kind of have some differing views about, guess what, another division, peace treaty thing. The Japanese are like, oh, well, we should get, I think, just about all of this stuff. You know, oh my god. All of this, you know, that should be ours, and you can keep your island and this weird bread-shaped bit down there. That seems fair. Whilst the red Japanese are going, no, 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 no. We should be getting, like, all of this, I think. So, with differing views on this, yeah, guess what? I'm not keeping it very original in this episode, because another person's been assassinated. However, this time, it was from this country. So they're kind of like, hey, Korea, you just assassinated me. Who would do such a thing? And anyway, now it's a proper tripolar war, as the red Japanese are going to continue to rush into this area. Oh yeah, I need to do proper colours. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Let's also just get your proper. Sorry, go. There we go. Great, so the other team's not doing wonderful, and they're kind of just playing on the defensive. However, they do launch a new invasion into their recently occupied territories over here, and they manage to take one of these islands back, so that's nice. Like, probably more than one. This city got retaken by them, however, the Japanese are going to retake it, so that's nice, I suppose. These South Japanese are pushing up towards this major city over here, and we're going to have the division of this weird bit of land right over there. So a lovely front line has just come into play. Beautiful, great, wonderful. A brutal front line. The yellow team is still working on reclaiming some of this stuff, however, and they're actually not doing too bad. They also start to push into there, so cool. Over here we have the South Japanese taking this city, whilst the Northern Japanese will take this random area of grass, I suppose. We have the, I don't know, this weird looking thing around here, taking the rest of this island, and they're now pushing towards taking the actual rest of the island. Verbal diarrhea or something like that. They take a load of this southern territory, and now these guys are actually have a need to be afraid now. The Northern Japanese are going to push through these areas, and it's not looking great as they get pretty close towards taking this city. As for the Southerners, who kind of initiated this war, they're going to be taking a lot of this stuff, and they reclaim, oh no, they actually capture a load of this, so that's pretty scary. And the actual Japanese are pushing around here. However, these two, they're going to get together. You're like, how about we assassinate some more Japanese? That sounds like a beautiful idea. So the two of them together are going to push for this, and the agreement that these guys can retake this bit over here. They take this major city, and we have these guys pushing a whole way over to the border of actual Japan, like old Japan. We still have them occupying these territories, but these guys are doing pretty well now. They've got most of their stuff back, except for this stuff. And they also got these islands and things, so that's good. The Japanese up here going, who's going to get assassinated next? I don't know, probably Bert. I'd say Bert, yeah. Bert, I think, might get assassinated next. Or Bob. I don't know any Japanese names, because I don't know any Japanese people. And the front line over here, it's mostly this red sort of country. I don't know what colour to do their front line in Japan. I'm going to do this colour. Whilst these guys, they've broken their pact, they've resent their troops back into this territory, and they're also trying to work around taking this bit, in which they are successful. I think their navy's, it's pretty good, I'd say. Let's say yeah, it is. I don't know. However, up here in the north, these South Japanese have just taken the capital of this country, and that's not good. That's not good at all. Over here in the south, we separate off these territories again, but there's boats, so that's fine. And they're also reclaiming this. The Chinese have also started supporting them now, so it's not just the green team, it's also the Chinese. And also, you're receiving loads of bomb threats, so that's not good. You also moved your capital all the way up here. Might be able to take that as well. You see them reclaiming more territories along here, and they're on an absolute roll. They're doing great. So that's nice for them, I suppose. With them taking this territory over here, they'll start to push around this southern area, taking these few islands back and this bit. And ultimately, it's not going great. The Japanese in the north are going to continue their push into these territories, and this entire thing might capitulate at some point until these guys join the war. And I mean, it's effectively a Korean vassal, friend, ally thing. I'm just going to declare war on everybody. Like, they're allied relatively with these Japanese guys. However, like, I do not care. Stop messing around. Get off my lawn. Stop messing around. So they really quickly start to take some territories in this area, and it's not looking good because they've been around for ages. They start pushing in around here, and they take the capital of this country. They push up through there and take the capital of this other country. And by now, the Japanese have reached up and they're like, I don't want to fight, and they just take that city. The Japanese are like, hey, we're friends. I don't care. They'll still scrap you. So, in the end, they agreed to have a look at a peace treaty. So let's have a look at that right now. I've just realized the back button is not going to go that far back. I wonder why. Crikey, that was a complex war. I don't think these guys are going to gain anything from this war, other than a little bit of stuff from these guys. Just a little bit. Boom, so you get to keep all that. Whilst these guys actually probably get quite a lot from this peace treaty, because they were very aggressive, they took a lot of territory at one point. So, yeah. You also have you guys retaking that. But as for this country, they're going to work, well, their main bit which they're allowed to take is this northern stuff. These guys are allowed to keep this. The Japanese take all of this, whilst you guys get this island, all the rest of this island. So that's nice, I suppose. You lost a load of coast, but you did get that. Oh, no, right. The northern Japanese will be losing something in a second. And, it's not just their leader, who nearly got assassinated. Nearly. Alright, they're not going to lose him. Next episode they will. Yeah, I need to stop making jokes about Japanese people getting assassinated. I don't know. This is taking a strange turn that I wasn't expecting in this episode. Oh well. But yeah, so these southern guys, they need to take some stuff from you as well. Only fair. What is that order? What is that? I spent 10 years learning how to draw good borders. That's a lie. Because that'd be boring. So I started when I was like 5. So that would be a bit stupid. There we go. New borders of Japan. Cool. They're relatively okay, I think. I'm not sure how much I like how this looks, but looks good for making more conflicts, I think. And that's probably where I'm going to leave it in today's episode. We've had some new alliances, a couple of proxy wars, not the normal ones because we had it between lots of different countries, and some independences. These episodes are becoming quite long. I don't know, they're brief. It was like really long at the long at the start. Then we got more complex things, more wars, and I wanted to get more done in each episode. Then we had like extreme expansion, and they were pretty long then. Then they went down a bit because it's just like no more expansion, some wars. These episodes have been a bit longer because we've had more independences, but hopefully they'll go down after this. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, because I enjoyed making it. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.